Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into OpenClaw. It's this incredible open-source AI that promises to be your own personal digital assistant. But it also comes with some seriously scary warnings you absolutely cannot ignore. So let's kick things off with a question that really gets to the heart of this. We're all used to chatbots, right? But what if your AI could do more than just talk? What if it could actually do things for you in your apps, on your computer? What does that world even look like? And this is our introduction to OpenClaw. Now, at first glance, yeah, it looks like a really smart chatbot having a pretty deep conversation. But that's just the surface. Underneath this chat window is a powerful engine designed to take action. We're talking clearing your inbox, organizing files, or managing your calendar right from inside the apps you use every single day. All right, so let's get into it. What exactly is OpenClaw? This AI that people are calling the one that actually does things. Here's the key difference. Unlike a cloud tool like ChatGPT, OpenClaw is designed to be totally private. It's something you install and run on your own machine. You're in control. You give it access to your digital world, and it becomes a genuine assistant that works for you and only you. And this is what makes it so compelling. First, because it runs locally, your data is yours. Period. You can talk to it through apps you already have, like WhatsApp or Slack. You can add new skills to make it smarter. It actually remembers what you've talked about before. And here's the kicker. It can act on its own. It can run scripts, read your files, and browse the web for you. Okay, so that all sounds pretty incredible, right? But how does it actually pull all of this off? Let's pop the hood and see how this thing is built. This is where things get really wild. Some power users are setting up whole teams of specialized AI agents. Imagine this. You give it a task, and a pipeline manager kicks things off. It sends a researcher agent to find information online, then a writer agent drafts something up, and an editor agent checks it for quality. It's like having a little automated content factory running for you 24/7. And this right here, this is your command center. You manage everything through a local control panel. It's your mission control for the AI. You can chat with it, tweak its skills, see what it's up to. It's all designed to keep you in the driver's seat. Okay, but all of this power, this ability for an AI to act on its own, it comes with a massive catch. So now let's talk about the dark side of OpenClaw, the very high price of all that power. This is literally one of the very first things you see when you go to install OpenClaw. It's not hidden in some user agreement you'll never read. No, it's right there, front and center in the terminal. The developers themselves are shouting at you, hey, a bad prompt can trick this thing into doing very, very unsafe things. And if that wasn't clear enough, listen to this. This is a direct quote from one of the project's own maintainers. They're basically saying, if you're not a technical user who's comfortable in the command line, you shouldn't even touch this. It's just too dangerous. The risks here are no joke. First, there's prompt injection. Imagine a hacker hides a malicious command in an email. You ask OpenClaw to summarize your inbox, it reads the email, and boom, it's been tricked into sending all your private files to the attacker. If you set it up wrong, you could leak your passwords and private keys. Malicious skills can be Trojan horses. And maybe worst of all, if you give the agent admin rights on your computer, a single mistake could hand over the keys to your entire digital life. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's all just theoretical, right? Nope. This stuff is already happening. Let's look at some real-world examples of how it all breaks down. So one user nicknamed this the Dory problem, from Finding Nemo. They told their agent to cancel a scheduled message. The agent said, okay, but then a separate part of the system that actually sends the messages never got the memo. It had no memory of being canceled and just sent the message anyway, days later. It's a funny name for a pretty serious flaw. This next one is less of a security risk and more just incredibly awkward. Another user's agent accidentally sent its entire internal monologue to one of their WhatsApp contacts. Instead of just sending the final message, it sent its whole thought process. Like, okay, now I'm going to check the calendar, then I'll draft the message. It's a perfect example of how the internal plumbing can unexpectedly burst out into the open. 336. What's that number? Well, that's how many malicious skills a security firm found in the official OpenClaw marketplace. They analyzed a bunch of them, and more than 10% were designed to do bad things, like download and run malware on your machine. And it's not just the add-ons. The main project itself has had some really critical security holes. We're talking about bugs that could let an attacker completely take over your agent. All they'd have to do is trick you into clicking one single malicious link. One click, and it's game over. Okay, so I know I just spent the last couple of minutes trying to scare you, but the goal here isn't to say never use this. The goal is to be smart. So let's talk about how you can actually tame this powerful beast and use it safely. On the left, you see the easy, default, and frankly reckless way to set this up. On the right is the smart, secure, recommended way. The big takeaway is that you have to deliberately lock it down. Keep it private, run it as a low-privileged user, restrict what it can do, and be incredibly skeptical of any community skills you install. Think of it like building a fortress. First, you isolate it, run it inside something like a Docker container. That way, if it gets compromised, the blast radius is contained. Next, limit its power. Don't give it the keys to the whole kingdom when it only needs to unlock one door. Third, assume every piece of data it touches, every email, every website, is trying to trick it. And finally, start slow. Let it just read things for a while before you ever give it permission to write, delete, or send anything. So let's pull back and finish by looking at the big picture here, because this is about way more than just one piece of software. What's really clear is that OpenClaw is a fascinating glimpse into the future of personal AI. It's an unbelievably powerful tool. But let's be honest, it is not for everyone. It's for people who know what they're doing, who value that privacy and control, and who are willing to put in the work to manage all the risks that come with it. And that leaves us with this huge, looming question. As these AI agents get smarter and more autonomous, as they start doing more and more for us, who's to blame when they mess up, when they get hacked or go rogue and cause real harm? Is it the user who set it up, the developer who wrote the code, the company that trained the underlying AI model? There are no easy answers here. But with tools like OpenClaw now in the wild, these are questions we can't afford to ignore anymore.